Yo, what's up? I am in here with Adam from Rebel Inc. What's up, Adam?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. You guys are on tour right now.
Affirmative.
How long you been on the road?
Well, we're on the road kind of on and off for like the last 4 years now. Still got to work the day jobs, to kind of make the money to be able to do this stuff. But we've been touring 22 states independently over the last 5 years, so we've covered close to half the country.
How long you been on this tour?
This is stop number one.
Oh, wow.
Stop number one. We're here at Ripper's Rock House in Akron, and then we head back to our original hometown just outside Detroit, Michigan for tomorrow night. And then we're going to take it easy for a little while before we play. We got a show with Head PE in Winchester, Virginia. And we're playing with Asking Alexandria and All That Remains in Baltimore on December 13th. So, and then we'll be taking a break.
So you are from Detroit, you said?
Originally, yep.
You you look like you are from the South.
Really?
You do, with that beard and everything.
Man, people in the South are so warm they don't need beards, man. These northern people, man, us Nanook people, as cold weather hits, we got to grow that beard out.
So in case the listeners have not heard of Rebel Inc., you want to explain it a little bit?
Well, we're a mix of like metal, punk, hip hop, funk. We don't really have like a set style or a set genre. We're very politically and socially oriented in regards to society that we live in now, and of course the politics that kind of run the society, plus a lot of stuff that are behind the curtains, like your banks and all that kind of stuff, the money that runs the system. But when you kind of mix all that, you pretty much have like an anti-authority, anti-government, anti-political sound, which is kind of raw, hard-edged passion, emotion behind it.
Comedian and That Metal Show host Jim Florentine rated you guys one of the best bands of 2013.
It was he actually named our new album Soundtrack to the Revolution the number one metal album of 2012.
Okay.
And he released a list of like the top 10, and to even be on it at all is an honor. We're an independent band. We do everything on our own. And when we wake up one day and you find out that somebody like Jim Florentine named your album the number one metal album of the year, it was kind of like, holy shit.
He's going to be here for your show tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he's performing down the road, place down the road, I think like 15, 20 minutes away. And if he can make it here in time, he's going to get here to plug in, get amped up, and spread some energy with us. So,
how did were you guys on that list with some bigger names too?
Yeah, I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, man. But correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Is it Chimera?
Chimera.
They were on the list.
I think they're from Cleveland.
ZZ Top was on the list. I didn't even know they were metal. But it's funny because when I was a kid, I was a huge ZZ Top fan. That's part of the reason that that I ended up even getting into music. Yeah, and the beard.
The beard.
Part of the beard. That might be just in the brain, But they were a huge influence on me, ZZ Top. When I was a kid, my dad had them on the record player all the time.
I liked them until they started getting all the pop stuff and their sound and everything.
And then I think that's a lot of bands. When bands start in a certain area, it seems like for whatever reason when they get into their later eras, it seems like they kind of become more like pop. Like perfect example, like your Papa Roach. Man, Papa Roach. Like I tell people a lot, like we sound like early Papa Roach or an early Linkin Park. Both of those bands came out.
Hybrid
raw.
Theory from Linkin Park.
They were
is a
raw.
Great album.
They were high energy. They were passionate. They were, and now they're a lot more poppy. Totally different sound now from what it was. Not that necessarily is bad, but pop's just not my genre. I like that hard, raw edge, raw. Especially when it comes to the recordings and the live performances. Like those are part of what inspires me as a musician.
Are the bands opening up for you tonight? Are they touring with you guys, or are they just from around the area?
I believe they're both bands are local bands. Typically, we don't tour often with other independent bands. The tour part with other independent bands is very difficult because touring independently as an individual band is already hard to do. But basically, if you're touring around the country with bands that nobody's ever heard of before, you're not bringing a whole lot of people out to your shows. So we tend to try to meet the good bands, the good people of the different cities that we tour into, and then we build a family from there. You meet the right people, you meet the right bands, you meet the bands that are good bands and that work hard to help bring people out, and then you can trade shows. We can bring people to Baltimore that brought us to Akron, or that brought us to Detroit, or whatever it may be. We can bring them to Baltimore, or some of the other areas like in West Virginia. We have a huge following pretty much everywhere in West Virginia, to where we can help get other bands exposure as well. But touring independently with another independent band that none of us have a ton of songs on the radio. We're not getting that press and all that PR like these big national bands are.
Right.
We depend on the locals, and we're all about local. We support local when it comes to food, when it comes to energy, all that type of stuff. So why not when it comes to music?
Is tonight your first night ever working with Rippers?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you like it so far here?
Yeah. I mean, it's been an awesome experience already. Like, we walked right in, positive atmosphere, and good times.
I've heard some of these bands. They I don't know. I guess they don't really like it here. I have never played here. I played the old one, but I don't really understand how you could not like it here. I mean, it's such a great place.
Well, being in a band, the only thing that I could see people having a gripe with at all, just from my first walk-in, is the seating. Because when you offer people a chance to sit down, they're going to sit down.
Exactly.
But the thing that I thought was awesome about this place already is that all the tables that they had up front, they had signs right on them saying at 8 p.m., we're taking these tables out of here to create standing room, so people that want to come up to the front of the stage for the crowd can do so. So that's definitely cool. But anytime you can offer seating, like, we're a high energy band, like, you don't want people sitting down.
Right. Exactly.
And the problem is you may have people that don't really want to sit down, but once you offer them a chair, they're going to have a seat.
Are you familiar with any of the openers tonight, or not at all?
Not at all. Yep, not at all.
I have my friend Will here next to me. Will, I think one of the openers, a Stalemate. I think they are from Ellet, which is where you are from.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
You are? Do you know them at all? Or?
Not personally. But
Because
yeah,
I know you know a lot of. Well, you're a musician yourself, and I know you know a lot of people. So
absolutely.
Is that the two-piece band?
I believe so.
Is it? I have no idea.
Frankie, the front of house guy, was telling me, he's like, this. I think this is the band that's probably on right now. The two-piece is just a young drummer and a young guitar player. They don't have no vocals or bass. They just shred a stage and.
Sounds like Silver Skull. Have you guys ever heard of Sean? You've heard of them?
Yes, I have.
There's a band. I don't know. I think they're from Kent or something. And the drummer's like 13, and the singer's like 18. And they're like this like two-piece like death metal band.
That's crazy.
It's really Will. You know who they are?
No.
Alex, Silver Skull.
No, but I do know of one two-piece metal band. I forget what they call it.
I think it's.
They played at the Vortex.
Oh, of course. Any two-piece band is incredible.
Oh yeah, I've seen. There's a band out. It's called like the X-Potentials or something like that. I know I've seen them on the East Coast. I'm not sure where they're from. Two-piece band, guitar player, drummer, and they are fucking awesome.
It's Denegation.
Denegation? No, they're not two-piece.
They're two-piece.
No, they're not.
Last time,
Dude, I played with them.
so did I.
Yeah, they're not two-piece.
They were two-piece.
Is that the band that says like "fuck" all the time, and they wear those like shirts with blood all over them?
No.
Denegation? Yes, it is. All right, whatever. Anyways, what's up, Sean?
I don't see the whole like concept of having a two-piece band. Like, what's entertaining about having a drummer and a guitar?
It's not that it's so much entertaining,
Without
but I mean,
vocals though. Like, there's just.
well, how
Well,
often
there are
I mean-
two-piece bands like the X-Potentials that I was talking about. The guy that plays guitar does also sing. So as long as you can fill in sonically, you have a deep enough sound with the drum. Once a drum kit's mic'd up, drum kit can sound huge, and then obviously you add the guitar to it. Like, you can get away, especially when you're playing a certain kind of rock and roll.
Yeah.
You can get away with no bass.
Well, that's what we had to do. We were playing out in Sandusky.
vocals, one
We had two vocals, one guitar, and a drummer.
I
And
still think personally we ripped that shit up though.
it was
got a lot of
good.
good
We
feedback.
sounded good. I mean,
A lot of good feedback. We fucked up psychosocial.
Well, I think a lot of
No. Rephrase that. I fucked up psychosocial.
But a lot of people can look past the stuff that you don't, like
Yeah.
a bass player, like they can look past it and get it, Now the people that know your music, that have bought your CD or whatever, like they might have a harder time with it. But all the people that have never seen or heard you before, they're
Right,
going to be looking
exactly.
right past it.
So you said you guys have been touring pretty heavily for the past 5 years.
Yep.
I'm sure you have some very, very good stories.
We have all kinds of crazy
Let's
shit
hear the
happen.
best one.
Yeah,
We
I
have
want
all
to
kinds of
hear.
crazy shit happen.
I want to hear the best story that you have from being on the road.
Oh man, I know you guys will probably think this is totally lame, but we have all kinds of like the crazy psycho things happen all the time. All right, so I'm gonna leave that out of it. We were in Seattle, Washington. We were in Seattle, Washington at the Seattle Hemp Fest in 2011, and in the middle of nowhere, we get drive-by egged by people.
You get what?
Drive-by egging, like our drummer got blasted with eggs. Like
Yes!
They threw a dozen. Like nobody knew who we were. We were just guys walking down the street. Like nobody knew who we were. You know, we just happened to be victims of being in the wrong spot at the wrong time. A whole carton of eggs comes flying out of this car at 50 miles an hour, and it misses everybody except our drummer.
That's some real drummer's luck right there.
I would be the one to get hit by the egg.
Well, dude, you got beat by a baseball bat. Of course.
Come on, man.
Of course. This dude right here. I have my friend Sean over here. We are here at Ripper's Rock House with Adam from Rebel Inc. I have my friend Sean over here, and it was like 4 a.m, and you were in downtown Worcester. And what was it? How many guys were there that jumped you?
There was 3 of us.
Come over here really quick while you're here, because you're never actually on the show. While we're doing this is supposed to be a Rebel Inc. thing, but I do want to ask you this while you're here. Why would you be so fucking stupid to get out of the car when there's guys with baseball bats?
Listen.
Because you know you're going to get your ass beat.
No, this is what happened. Okay. We were told it was going to be a bonfire, blah, blah, blah. Long story
At
short.
4 a.m?
No, this is when it happened. This was like... It was like midnight when it all happened. I got in the hospital by 4 a.m.
Okay. All right. So you were in the hospital by 4 a.m.
So
Okay.
anyway, what happened was, long story short, it was supposed to be a bonfire. We're going to go hang out, drink some beer, whatever. And there was a car in front of me. Well, they went there with the intention to fight, and I didn't know it. I got out of the car. Guy was hiding behind the road. He punched me. And then we did our thing, and then I got hit with a baseball bat. And then after that, I don't remember what happened. I remember in the ambulance, and that's about it.
The what? The ambulance?
Ambulance.
So now, I must have misunderstood. I thought that you seen them with baseball bats and you got out of your car to stand up for yourself.
No, well, I mean, when someone's car's getting destroyed, you're not just going to sit there. But, like, I was dizzy.
No, if you see people with baseball bats, you get in your fucking car and you go.
I lost my keys. I couldn't find my keys.
Oh, okay. All right. So you lost your keys.
I lost my keys.
I'm sure. Shut that door. Shut that door.
I didn't want to make this
You lost your
about me,
keys.
so
First, it's I don't even know what to believe, Sean.
I wanted to make it long or
Do you
short.
see? He keeps adding to the story. He keeps adding to the
I
story.
got my ass kicked. Simple as that. There's nothing else I need to add.
You got your ass kicked.
I got my ass kicked.
Did you
Only time ever.
Did you fully recover from that?
My hand's still hurting a little bit. That's about it.
Oh my
They had to
god!
take a fucking tooth out of my hand. That shit hurts. You ever had a tooth taken out of your hand?
No.
That shit hurts.
Man, you ever had a hand taken out of your
That's a
tooth?
scar. That shit hurts.
Adam, have you guys ever had any violent situations on the road?
To an extent, yeah. I wouldn't say necessarily violent where we were worried about our lives, but to an extent, yeah. We did a military base tour back in 2008 to 5 of the most heavily deployed military bases. And when you're, kind of anti-war, anti-politic, and you're going into these places, like you're going into a belly of the beast to say shit that you don't think they're going to want to hear. But the reality of it is a lot of these people that are serving our country are awake to the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes. They're aware that they're getting used like pawns as tools, basically for somebody else's agenda. But you don't know that because most people don't talk to active duty or veteran military. But they're pretty much every time we ran into at the very beginning, like we were met with, police force, fire department force, like people saying they were going to shut the show down. We were blacklisted by the Marines, blacklisted by different branches of the U.S. military as far as if somebody that was serving showed up to the show, like there'd be repercussions. There was a couple scary times where you just didn't know how troops were going to take it.
That had to help with exposure, though, a little bit. I mean,
big time. It was the first mosh pit for Rebel Inc. I was our first, and it was. I mean, we played our first show in April of 2008. Was our first live performance, and in June we were picked up to go on tour in August of 2008. So I mean, we were noticed by somebody. They picked up the message. They were listening to the music, and they said we want to put you guys in front of that, and in front of the active duty, in front of veterans, and it was an overwhelmingly positive response. And first show we played on the tour, mosh pit instantaneously.
Wow. Sean is motioning to me. He has a question for you, Adam. What's up, Sean?
Okay. You said you guys have been to 22 different states.
Yep.
I'm sure you hear this question a lot. What exactly does the band name mean, Rebel Inc.?
Rebel Inc. is it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek paradox of people don't realize that anything can be sold to anybody. Disinformation, whatever it may be, can be sold to other people easily because all they have to do is trick you inside of your mind and everything else will start to follow. So basically, like, the name Rebel Inc. came from, people are just like, that doesn't even make sense, like incorporation of a rebel, and it's like, you're supposed to be against that shit. It's like, well, we are against that shit. But what people don't understand is that someone can create what seems to be a revolution